All right, welcome back to the Virtue Bowling Supply YouTube channel. My name is Chris, and I am here to bring the high-rev perspective.
And my name is Josh, and I will be bringing the low-rev perspective.
Today, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Track Paragon Shadow, and I'm going to be comparing it to the Storm Ion Pro and the 3D Offset Assault.
And I'll be comparing it to the Hammer Special Effect and the Rotogrip Attention Star S2. These comparisons will give us and you an idea of what these pieces look like going down the lane. At the end, we will give our honest, unbiased review anywhere from nuts to trash. Today we are bowling here at Bolero Via Linda on a fresh house shot. With that being said, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you out on the lanes.
All right, just wrapped up throwing the Track Paragon Shadow, and this one right out of the box is really strong. And for me, like the first couple of shots that I threw out to the right hooked really early, so I had to move quite a bit further left. I was almost 2 zones to the left of where I started, and it felt like I could almost just shove it to the gutter and it would always hook. Sometimes I feel like with stronger tight balls, you might kind of have that burnt out shape through the pins, but I never really saw that. Like I had both misrims right and left, and I thought it was even better when I got it more in the oil and left, and still saw it continue through the pins. So I thought ball motion wise, it was actually really good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and compare that to the Ion Pro. All right, just wrapped up throwing the Ion Pro, and for me, this one's definitely a cleaner option. It floated quite a bit further down the lane than the Paragon Shadow did, and was overall more angular. I could honestly play a little bit straighter and be a little bit further left just based off like speed. If I threw it slow enough, it would come around the corner and be really angular off the spot compared to the Paragon. So now we're gonna go ahead and throw the 3D Offset Assault and see how that compares. All right, just wrapped up throwing the 3D Offset Assault, and for what we're bowling on right now, it seemed like this ball was definitely a weaker piece. I had to be a little bit further to the right just to get a little closer to the friction. I felt like I couldn't really shape it quite as much as the other two. I've got quite a few games on this one, so it doesn't shape quite as much, but I could definitely tell it was a bit more of a step down from the Paragon for sure. All right, final thoughts on the Track Paragon Shadow. I was really excited to throw this one. I personally like the looks of this one a lot. The darker colors always seem to look better for me. And ball reaction wise, I thought it was even better than how it looks really. I really had as much misrim as you could. Once I realized that I could just move a little bit further left and kind of throw it wherever I wanted, ball reaction looked really good. So for me, I'm gonna have to give this one a nuts. I really like this one.
Just wrapped up throwing 10 shots with the new Paragon Shadow. This ball for me felt like it was pretty big. I haven't really thrown much of the Paragon or Paradox series much, but I really liked the way this one rolled. However, for what we're bowling on right now, it did not give me a great ball reaction. I see it being better when there's definitely more volume, but for how clipped it was, I just feel like it didn't really blend. It either saw the friction and went sideways, or got in the oil and was so big that it just didn't get off spot. So now we're gonna go ahead and throw 5 shots with the Hammer Special Effect and see how it compares. Just wrapped up with the special effect. This ball for me felt like it was cleaner through the fronts, and overall didn't shape as much. However, I did like the ball reaction for what we're bowling on. It did blend a lot better than the Paragon and was able to continue through the pins even though it was a stronger cover stock, on paper at least. But like I said, compared to the Paragon, I feel like this is probably 2 to 3 boards weaker, and had to get it to the friction action. And once I was that far right, I was actually able to miss in and have it still come off spot. So now we're going to go ahead and throw 5 shots with the Attention Star S2 and see how it compares. Just wrapped up throwing the Attention Star S2. This ball is a little bit lane shined, and for me, I felt like that hurt my ball reaction for today. Compared to the Paragon, I would say these would be somewhat close out of box, but I would say that the Attention Star is just a hair more forward of a shape, where the Paragon gets off the spot a little quicker. For what we're bowling on right now, though, like I said, I would definitely hit it with some surface just because it was a little too clean through the fronts and didn't really blend that cliff out very well. Final thoughts on the Paragon Shadow. This one was a tough one for me to rate because I felt like I really liked the shape. I just wasn't comfortable with that shape on this pattern. And because of that, for today and what we're bowling on, I'm gonna have to rate it a meh. But again, I see it being a very versatile piece and being really good when there's a little bit more volume on the lane and you need something that picks up early and still shapes down lane. But for today, what we're bowling on, final rating is a meh.
All right, thank you guys so much for watching. If you found this video useful, make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.